I'm still streaming in Discord.
Well, maybe I'm still streaming in Twitch. Did you ever think about that? Huh?
In heaven.
I'm definitely not streaming in heaven. Uh, Welcome to the stream, anybody who is watching the stream. Today, me and Bart are gonna go to a Pale Garden. Those just got released, so we wanted to go see one. We're gonna go fight some Freaking, which is neat.
Ooh, I'm creaking.
It's kind of funny to me that whenever they do a new update, they're like, okay, we got one new mob for you. Because I think it would be cool if they added like a whole bunch. By the way, Bart, I'm in the
50.
Nether.
Oh. I was gonna collect some supplies.
Okay.
Do you have tools to build another portal?
Yep.
Okay.
And keep them with me at all times.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah. The Nether looks so fucked when you're in like the wrong biome as precedent in the like fog color. Um, like I'm in the Crimson Forest right now, but for some reason the fog is gray, so the Crimson Forest just don't look right.
Oh god. Please tell me that other than the breaks with no shaders is what the problem is, isn't it?
Breaks with no shaders.
Yeah, so you remember when that we used to get in the nether and it'd just be like a grey and like 3 feet in front of you and you couldn't see?
Oh yeah. Oh, your armor is doing. Oh, one second. Can you back off so that I can get a screenshot of
Oh,
this?
can you fuck off?
I'm sorry.
That's what because like okay. Don't say you're sorry.
What did you say? Can I fuck off for?
Because I came up to you and you said, "Can you back off?" Instead of like saying, "Can you like back away?" But it's like someone yells, "Oh, back off!" So it's like, "Can you fuck off?" As I
Oh,
walk up to you.
sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't know people said that. I just wanted to show you what your armor looks like at a distance from me.
Because it's like gray and oh, what the fuck? Does it look like that? To me, you're like wearing a gray suit. Like the enchantments aren't working.
Yeah.
You're not like glowing anymore.
I love it when we get the fucked up nether, the fucked up evil nether.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember one time we got a pretty fucked up evil nether, and I was a huge fan because it just looked so weird.
There was the thing that used to happen when we were like before we had updated the shaders, and it was the update where the game would just keep crashing, but the Nether just looked like a fucking grey mess 3 feet in front of you because like the
Oh, that was the dog
render
update, wasn't it?
distance is weird. Yes, the fateful dog update. Is it really
Yeah.
this close?
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's not like exactly here. I was just looking at our map and I realized that this is up. Just immediately fell into a pit. Go on without me.
Uh, Pit boy, pit boy.
Okay. We haven't gone exploring in so long.
Oh,
I can scarcely even remember how it felt to explore. Okay, so I think this is the direction we gotta go.
what direction would that be?
The direction we're both going. Chance. But look at that. That's cool. This thing looks incredible. Can you see what I'm looking at?
No.
I think you already went past it, but there's a like rock formation. You can see it on the stream.
Oh, mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is really cool. Let me get a screenshot. I love Minecraft's rock formations. There's some things where when you're playing Minecraft, they're way cooler than when you stop playing, you know?
Mm.
Um, like sometimes I'd take screenshots of Minecraft and I'd be like, this is so pretty, and then I'd look at it after and I'd be like, that's Minecraft, it has like 10 pixels.
It is, yes, 10 pixels.
Um, I feel like the shaders help a lot because they just make everything look a little more refined, you know?
No.
Wrong way. Sorry, I started going the wrong way. I apologize.
I do apologize.
I'm born into a wall. Um, not going completely wrong. Oh no.
I'm gonna have to walk.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm encountering as well.
This is an unrendered land.
Brave, intrepid, and then some. What are your coordinates right now?
Oh, positive 800, negative 1600.
Okay, we're pretty close together. I'm just gonna come and walk with you since we're doing this together right now.
Let's buy some lava.
See if I can find.
Positive 850, 17, negative 1730. It's like a river.
Okay, I'm heading that way. Okay, I can see the lava.
I don't have any fucking torches. God damn it.
I got 20 on me. Which is definitely not enough, but 850 negative 700? 1700?
Yeah, now 819, 1700.
819, 1700.
891, sorry.
891. Okay, I'm in a river right now. 890, 1700. Okay, I'm like pretty close to you.
I'm shooting arrows everywhere.
I think I'm getting hit by arrows, so I don't think you're the one shooting them.
No. You buy those pumpkins here?
Possibly?
I'm not sure.
Oh god, creeper just blew up like things just
Oh,
from
I
me.
heard that.
Yeah, sorry, it's really hard for me to...
I see your name.
Oh yeah, I can see it. What am I doing?
I do.
Gonna go swimming romantically.
It's probably a better idea, yes.
Look at this full man. I think just the fact that it's dark out is making me like much more disoriented, and the fact that I have coordinates up, so there's a bunch of numbers in my face while I'm doing this.
Brian Duma.
Yeah.
Well, this is allegedly where it is.
Yep, just gotta go like 200 more blocks this direction. We'll be somewhere nearby. We'll be arriving at the time the creeping will be active, so that'll be cool.
At
It would be
nighttime?
at nighttime, yeah. Because they don't spawn at
Is it the kind of thing that's destroyable like by people, or is it like the fucking warden?
it's destroyable. It doesn't do that much damage, and I think it has a limited amount of health. But the point of it is... Wait, I don't think... It doesn't do that much damage, but the point is not killing the creaking, the point is killing the block that's spawning the creaking.
Okay.
So, like, embedded in the tree, there will be a block that you have to chop down to make the creaking disappear.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
Damn. Apparently somebody's fought mud crabs more fearsome than me.
That's fucked up.
Who's that? It says Amberinch or Anderinch. Sorry, it's not showing up very well because the stream is being kind of laggy on my screen. Hello Amberinch, thank you for watching. Sorry if I said your name wrong. It should be like right around here.
Well, I found some gravel. And
Sweet.
some gravel. And some... Oh, this is white dirt. Okay, I found it.
Where did you go?
1153 and negative 1828.
Okay, I got you.
I hear some shit creaking.
We got that creaking out for real.
Oh, well, there's a problem. It's on fire.
It's on fire?
Oh, I found all those. I found the creatures.
I really wish I could join you. I'm just trying to find the area you're talking about. Is it? Okay, I found it. Where are you? Just got adventuring time again, boys. Let's go. Yeah, it's on fire for certain. Damn. Oh god, there's a boy coming for me.
So how do I deal with the
Big
creeping?
man. They're attached to a wood block somewhere that you have to destroy to make them stop being here.
Does it look like it's got resin in it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at him so you can go up and destroy that. There you guys go.
There you go. Got 2 resins.
Fun. Baked beans.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
I think we can use it to... I think we can use it to craft baked bean blocks.
Yes, but how do we find more resin?
I think it grows on these
was-
trees.
I think we're gonna have to do something because oh, I think I found the oak heart. Yeah, okay. Sound like one of them. I'm trying to cull this tree before it burns down the rest of the forest.
Gotcha. Oh god.
It's fucking daytime, go away. Stupid creeper.
Sorry, I didn't even realize what happened.
What? It's fine. You didn't do anything.
This wood is cool. I like having that. I believe I was talking, like, very recently about how I wanted gray wood in Minecraft.
There you go. Now you got bleached white wood.
Yeah. And we got nice decorative colors as well. We got gray leaves, gray moss.
Oh. So decorative.
It's very svelte.
So pretty, the color white.
I appreciate it because white is generally a color that doesn't get that many decorative blocks associated with it, I think.
Marble bone.
Yeah.
How many types of grey are there?
You can use stone. I usually, like, if I want to make something, it's just stone, you know?
Yeah, this is made different types of. There's terracotta and concrete that are white, I guess.
Yeah. I was talking about, like, full sets of decorative blocks where you have, like, all of the... like, a stair or thing it is, you know?
Baked bean.
Naturally. Thank God. Finally added baked beans to Minecraft. People have been asking
The
for this.
British. I will be happy to hear.
Yeah. Sid's gonna be like, oh no way, they added baked beans. Sid always talks like that.
Yeah. So, can we like harvest the sap, or do we have to like open eye blossom, closed eye blossom? Do we have to damage the tree to like suck the sap out of it?
I don't know how you get more stuff.
Do we have any pale saplings?
I have not gotten it, but I've also been harvesting the leaves like immediately. So.
Oh. Come hither.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Your blocks.
Thank you.
Trying to fucking hide my recipe book. There it is.
I'm filling in this lava thing since it's bothering me.
That's a good idea.
I've been whistling a lot at work, and I bet my I don't know if my coworkers are bothered by it or not, but I am definitely whistling.
Well, they should say something about it unless they're cowards.
Yeah.
Just the bark and stuff is also good.
I really like whistling, personally. Sound of placing a grass block in Minecraft is a very fundamental sound.
Fond of nothing. Maybe you can only see the resin in the night.
It's definitely possible. Minecraft is a very mysterious game. Wasn't the Pale Garden originally a leak or something? I thought we weren't supposed to know about it until it came out.
Like some kind of onion?
Possibly.
I found one sapling.
Ooh. Joyous.
My name's Thomas.
I'm sorry.
You know what I hate?
But
Women. No. When people name their children like Joy or Destiny.
nominative determinism, trying to force it.
Mm. I hope they're so fucking depressed.
It's really pretty.
Like a name that's not a name. Like Destiny's probably the worst example. Or best example.
Yeah.
Also imagine being named after a mediocre video game.
Oh, got his ass. It is funny what people name their kids, though. Like, people have named their kids Kaladin.
Paladin was a name before that, though.
Kaladin?
Yeah.
From where?
That's probably like Welsh or something. The name Caledon is similar to the Latin name for Scotland, Caledonia.
Oh.
It's a before Caledon, as in like Caledon. It was. There's a planet from Dune named Caledon.
As far as I can tell, I just looked up Kaladin name and all of them are just about Kaladin's Stormlight Archive.
Mm. Old English from Cade.
Is it spelled the same way?
Now I'm looking at a bunch of different ones. The problem being is when I'm trying to search, like I've seen someone named Caledon before.
Yeah.
Hello. But the thing is, like, now that when I search it now, it's like nothing was still in my archive, and it's like, well, this is not helpful to me.
Yeah. These biomes are prone to... Oh, hello, hello AJ, how are you doing? We were playing a new biome in Minecraft that just came out. It's pretty small, we haven't discovered a lot in terms of things to do in this biome. I think it's pretty limited. I mean, it didn't even come out in a full update, so that would make sense, I suppose.
Colden is the name.
It probably takes them like literally 10 minutes to reskin the wood block to be, you know, white instead of a different color, so. Oh, nice. I'm glad I don't have to do finals anymore. Finals are a real pain in the ass. Good that you get to be on winter break, though. I remember that about being in college. If you finish your finals relatively early, then it's like, I have a whole month where I don't need to do anything.
Why would you have winter break in the middle of summer? That's so strange.
It's so fucked up. Have you seen like talking to this is a me, AJ, and Devin thing. Have you seen
Being
the
excluded
first
from
chapter? What did you think about it? Devin's first chapter. I mean, you could read it too if you wanted part of it. Devin would share it.
I was gonna say something. I'm like, no. I think from what I've heard, it doesn't seem to be what's it called? A finished work. So I'd rather read something small.
Yeah, it's not finished.
Um,
We're getting fed it in chapters as Devin writes them, which is not my favorite way to do revisions on someone's work because I would prefer to just have the whole work and be able to do holistic feedback, you know? But if it keeps Devin writing, then whatever.
you say holistic or ballistic?
Holistic.
Because ballistic feedback sounds better. We just throw the fucking book at them.
Yeah. What is... Oh, sorry. Just throwing a dictionary at someone's head like Shalon whenever she gets mad at someone.
Yeah. For some reason, if I want to say AJ, my brain's like, that stands for Andrew Jackson.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll prove him wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think Roger and me and Devin both got overly affected by Roger's problem with dialogue tags. My computer's being really slow.
Oops, don't put that there.
I'm gonna turn off my camera because I think it's making the computer slower. I gotta save this image real
That's what they all say when they want to hide from me.
quick. Where are you right now?
I was in the nether taking a screenshot.
Oh, I took a screenshot too. We get so much in camera, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always making that noise.
Kind of fucked up TV. His biome is kind of nothing though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can throw that creeper in the air, so when he explodes in the air, and it looks funny.
Yeah. You'll notice in the chapter I submitted for review this month, AJ, that there's at least one segment that would be improved by a guard I found a briefing.
Crossy.
Yeah. There's at least one segment. So he's gotta be attached to something somewhere. Oh, he's twerking on it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, that's how you find where they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over here. That's where the sap is. Okay, the sap leaks off of it in the night, and you can like whack it off. You can whack him off for his sap.
Looking for the sap. Oh. Infinite sap generation machine.
Whack him again. I think every time you whack him, it generates the sap again.
Yeah. Helling is often more efficient in terms of time spent, you know. In some cases, like in the case of that, when you were reading, did you notice that Devin went on about that Sweeting Delight drink for like 3 paragraphs? Because I noticed that while I was reading, and I was like, This is a case where telling is vastly more inefficient than showing, because if you just showed him liking this drink, it would make it much clearer that it was a good drink than the guy talking about how good the drink is for so long. Yeah, it is funny that it gets these like really slow, kind of nothing updates all the time, even though it's huge because presumably the money just does not go into this game, which is funny because the money really comes out of this game. I think I can just hit him with my bare fist.
Yeah. I wonder if he's bugged out if he's supposed to be so milkable.
Well, whether or not he's bugged out, he's definitely milkable.
Getting a fucking cheese worth out of this man.
Yeah. Well, if we weren't playing multiplayer, we would definitely not be able to milk him like this. Yeah. I found it funny,
There
like,
used to be
I
some
spent a
lives
long
that was-
time... Sorry, baby?
But AJ said, well, the bigger issue is, why is it so important? I said, well, I think the biggest issue is that it's called the Sweeting Delight.
I agree, the biggest issue is that it's called the Sweeting Delight. I found it weird. I talked to Devin for, like, what felt like a really long time, trying to convince him to make the mother a more important character, and then we get to her actual characterization, it's just like, the mom! Oh yeah. Microsoft is just like using Minecraft to get rid of other businesses. I mean, they might as well. You know, if you have all that money and your main goal in life is to get rid of other businesses.
If your job was so good, then you shouldn't have been able to be laid off, obviously.
Yeah. Things.
Just simply work harder, crunch more.
Just do crunch 24/7. Never stop crunching. Sorry, one sec. I just had to eat because I was running out. This man is supremely milkable. It is funny though, me and Bard both knew a Minecraft like person who was involved in a pretty big mod, and he was saying that like the kind of thing Mojang is like, oh, we can only add one of these 3 mods and we need 6 months to make it, is the kind of thing that like a mod maker could make in like 2 hours. Like, this biome, for instance, I bet a mod maker can make this biome pretty damn quickly, because it's just the dark forest, but different tree, wood different color, add 1 mob, you know?
Yeah, but also a mod maker doesn't have to worry about localization, doesn't have to worry, well, I guess they do have to worry about localization. They don't have to worry about how this mod's going to affect everyone else's console, they don't have to worry about how it's going to affect later updates down the line, how it's going to, like, change the code for an item forever. That's the problem, like, obviously it does take them, like, they are taking a very long time to do things, but also,
Sorry, I can't look at
understand
the
why.
creaking because I'm getting attacked by these.
Well,
Oh,
I
he's,
like a stack and a bit of sap.
he's just sitting here, actually. Never mind. Keep milking this man. Sorry, what's up? Keep milking him.
Oh, I got like 3 stacks.
Good
I
on
got like 2
milking.
stacks. Like, keep milking if you want to, but this might seem boring. Milk until the sun comes up.
Let's milk until the sun comes up. Yeah. I did find it funny because I think Devin, in writing that, was like kind of coming at it from a modern day perspective, where a job is just something you do for a while, you know? When back in the day, a job was something that was your entire life. You know, from your birth till your death, your job, you knew you were going to be a carpenter or whatever, you know? Like, it
Did
wasn't...
you know that most people, like medieval peasants, only worked half of a year?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense since their jobs were not salary based. At least in a lot of cases, I think.
You work more now, harder than a medieval, or more and not more often than a medieval peasant does. You've got worse workers' rights than a fucking medieval peasant.
Yeah. Probably a better discrimination protection, though.
Well, maybe. Probably not. Racism was kind of invented at the start of capitalism.
I don't think homophobia was, though. Or transphobia.
Well, that's the religion problem.
Yeah. Milking a man until the sun comes up. This is what I spent all my nights with Cardi. Oh, he just disappeared.
For real, oh god. Oh, there it goes. Okay, well I got 2 stacks of 64 and 1 of 46.
Nice.
There was something that someone pointed out recently that was pretty interesting, is that capitalism lives off racism, because if, like, the reason that they need someone to be, like, prejudiced against, that, because the majority of people in America are white, and they have, like, the black people have to be unemployed so that the white people can have someone to blame that's not them. So, like, capitalism runs off racism because capitalism needs a percentage of the population to be unemployed.
Yeah.
And if you can blame someone else for it, the people won't think about the problems that are actually caused by the system itself, so that the people don't overthrow the system. So, like, racism feeds into people's ideas as, like, oh, it's not a societal issue, it's only these people that are causing the problem, which feeds itself and keeps capitalism alive.
Yeah.
It's also,
You wanna head back to the other portal and then build a bridge to this one?
yeah, we can do that. The concept of being white was invented to stop people from revolting with the slaves.
Yeah. I'm trying to read what AJ said. I think Minecraft is trying to kill me at the same time. What? Check out this pit.
Yeah, look at them hanging out.
It's pretty cool. I love the new caves. It's funny to me that people complain about them.
They're so much easy to mine in, that's for sure.
And they're a lot prettier. What is that subject? Laden of civilization, I know that. Yeah, like, there's certain things about modern culture where it's like, these are transposable or not. There's certain things about past culture where they're not inevitable, you know, but there's certain things that kind of just make sense given what has to be the case in a certain context, you know. Like, if getting educated to do a certain job is extremely difficult, then you're going to need to be educated how to do it from a young age. So it would make sense that you would probably have your parents teaching you. Or that it would be a really big deal.
I just got lost, so I'm gonna take the quick way back.
Actually, already getting our house back. With our cabin back.
So what's the overarching, like, plot of his story?
His story is just a hero story. It's like very... It's just... It's just like a guy going on a quest to kill wyverns because the dragons hate the wyverns, but the wyverns are bad, dragons are good. Yeah, I also found it interesting that a lot of the technology described in Devin's thing is like way fancier than it needs to be, and I really don't know why. I think it's just because aesthetically in his head it's pretty cool, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, his mom's wearing this thing, and she has a master bedroom and stuff like that. Where to what extent are these things necessary for the story? Like, to what extent are they bringing the player, not the player, the reader out of the world rather than into it? Um, for me, I actually find lower technology settings really interesting because of the way that they're like obviously they're fundamentally human and they're living in an extremely different way, which I just find fun to read. Like, I'm reading a book where the people, like this one
You
character
can
is
make an oak
saying,
heart.
sorry?
You can make a creaking heart.
Ooh, ooh.
You need oak resin in a an amount.
Well, that crime wouldn't have happened if there was a good guy with a gun, which makes sense given that Devin is writing it. um, because Devin was in the army, I think.
It wasn't in the leggy. Ho
Oh, oh. I'm gonna make a set of chests for the pale wood.
resin brick.
Marines. Yeah, Marines love to tell you that they're in the
What's his favorite flavor of crayon?
Marines. Making the silver wood thing right there.
Hmm? Oh, the critical seeds over here. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I fit into that stereotype of people like describing their diet preferences to you, mostly because it does actually come up a lot when you're just like being out and about. If you don't eat meat and everyone else does, it does come up a surprising amount, even if you don't want it to.
You don't eat meat? Well, that's surprising from last time it was there.
Uh,
Oh,
he eats that meat though, if you know what I'm saying. Where should we put the resin? I suppose we should just put it in there.
with the resin.
Yeah.
I'm putting some of it into blocks.
Finally, I can't believe it took them this long to add baked beans to the game.
Oh, did I tell you my plan, my idea?
What's your idea?
The vegetarianism or veganism that's not that you just don't buy raw meat to cook, and you can still buy things that are already cooked because I mean it's already cooked.
Yeah,
So it's not
I
my
mean the
fault.
animal suffering is already long past over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Animal
you?
had its chance to suffer, now it's over. So
Yeah,
it missed its chance. You know what I want?
I think one of the things I like about my writing, and I do actually like my writing. I find there are a lot of writers who are like, I hate everything I write, and I'm like, I don't. I like things that I write. One of the things I like about my writing is that I do try to imbue it with a sense of like emotional or moral complexity, which is also true of your writing, AJ. Your writing is very emotionally and morally complex in a way that, uh, just in the manner of presentation, I think, more so than the subject matter.
Have you?
I think more emotionally complex than morally complex, which is probably also true of my stuff.
Has AJ read the Stormwind Archive?
AJ has not
I
read the
just
Stormlight
assume,
Archive.
I just assume everyone that lives in like the Midwest has read it. So
I mean,
that being
AJ
said,
should read
AJ's
it.
from California.
Yeah, AJ should read it, but AJ has not. AJ's reading Bloodbound right now, right? AJ? I'm joking. AJ was reading it earlier today. But I have to go find a certain kind of dirt.
I fucking flossed my teeth for the first time yesterday. Horrible experience. Wouldn't recommend it.
I've done it a bunch of times, yeah, it's not fun.
I have got a conspiracy theory. So I reckon that the floss has bits of like stuff stuck in it, so that when you cut your teeth, it just looks like it's been on there, but it's just a scam to make you think that there's stuff between your teeth and there's not actually anything there.
So fucked up.
I know, right?
That's also true for me, actually. Like, I will eat meat if somebody buys me something that has meat in it, but I never go and buy meat because I don't. First of all, I don't want to cook it, and I don't want to be like I don't want to refuse somebody if they get me a gift, you know. But I don't buy meat intentionally, basically ever. Uh, just because I don't think animal suffering is right.
Also, meat is very expensive, and
Meat is
like,
very expensive.
when you look at most of the recipes involved, it's kind of just like a dish will be like, I have cooked protein and I've surrounded it with something that tastes good.
Or it's
There's
just
like,
like a lot of dishes. It seems like the actual presence of meat is like purely aesthetic. Like it's not actually necessary for the dish.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, I've made some fried potatoes with a nice parsley sauce, and it's got like, I don't know, braised broccoli and a bunch of other random shit, and then I put a steak on top of it. It's like, wow, crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I made risotto. It's got risotto in it. Or like beef stroganoff. That sounds great. That's a dish that I'd say that needs meat in it, and then I realized you can just change it with mushrooms and it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, that is one of the fun things about mushrooms is you can just slap mushrooms on things and they're basically just meat.
The problem I made some like tofu stuff. It's not actually tofu, it's tempeh, but the flavor is too strong and I don't know what to put it with.
Can you sleep because I'm out doing stuff and I don't want to go all the way back to the house?
Oh, you're so lazy. Where are you?
Well, an old growth taiga biome picking up dirt.
Yeah. I made some of the resin blocks to show you.
Gotcha.
I slept.
He slept.
I gotta make so much fucking soup today.
He's a soupy boy in a soupy world.
I'm a marsupial. I will display the resin blocks somewhere. By the bees, I guess.
Would be me.
I can see its merit. It's very expensive.
If you want to create a baked bean structure.
Mm.
Yeah, that's as much as I need coming back.
No, I just thought of something because AJ was talking about it's people get upset when they say vegetarian. I was thinking the other day when I was eating a ham sandwich, if someone asked me like a question because of you know something, and I could say that I'm vegetarian while eating a piece of meat in front of them. That's what my mum does because she was okay. So the company bought a bunch of pizzas as like a little reward thing for their Christmas party or whatever. But none of them were vegetarian pizzas. My mum just doesn't eat meat very often. And when she does eat meat, it's like only chicken
Yeah.
or like fish. Just because of like digestive issues and just because that's how she likes meat.
And because cow meat actively tries to kill you at every possible opportunity.
Yeah. So insides didn't like the cow meat. But yeah, so it was just a bit shit that they didn't have vegetarian options. And someone was like, well, Gail and Sarah are vegetarian. And then I was like, and they looked over to Mum, and she's eating a chicken, like a roast chicken, like at the place while being vegetarian.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, if you wanted to make like instead of a yellow brick road or orange brick road, this would definitely be the block for it.
What, the orange brick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does really look like baked beans though, which is funny to me.
Oh, it's not as bad as an actual resin block.
Oh yeah, those are even more baked beans like. What are you doing in the game, by the way?
I'm on top of the hill waiting for my stuff to finish melting, so I can put that away, and then I can go and start building a highway in the nether.
Gotcha. Thank you, my sweet darling.
Because I'm gonna get beaten if I don't otherwise.
I didn't even ask you to do it.
Always hitting me.
So fuck it up, so evil, so twisted. I find it funny that some words have a connotation that has nothing to do with, uh, that is not. So, like, most slurs are provided their negative meaning by people using them against other people, right? They're things you call other people to demean them, but there are some words you call other people call themselves that become slurs, like, and not literal slurs. I mean, like, slurs in the sense that they become kind of nasty by association.
Derogatory.
Yeah, derogatory by association, like atheist. Uh, Calling yourself atheist became very unfortunate after a bunch of people self-describing as atheists would say insane shit and be like, I believe this because I'm an atheist, and it means that I'm smart and cool.
It really just comes with declaring anything about yourself. Just giving yourself a label tends to cause issues like that.
Yeah, that's possible. Definitely like how this room looks with the rock.
Are you in the castle?
Yeah, I'm in the castle. Right. My stuff, I don't know, most of my writing ideas tend to come out in the actual writing, and not in the, like, ideating. Just because my ideating process is, like, very sparse because I can't actually think of ideas until I am actively writing. Um, so then I actually get into the process where I am writing these things down and I tend to come up with pretty decent ideas. Most of the interesting characters were invented in the act of writing the book. Like the main character of the third book, well, one of the main characters of the third book, was invented during the second book.
Everyone loves Gorblow.
Everybody loves Warblow. And Jada, for instance, Cook, almost all of the Kingsmen, except for Eru, Hopestar, and Aerith, were invented in the process of writing Bloodbound for the first time.
Don't forget Gorpo.
Cannot forget Gorpo. Most of the characters in Waresi's squad were invented while writing, and they're more interesting in the later books and later drafts than they are in the earlier books. Like, you're going to notice while you're reading AJ that the characters in Waresi's squad don't get a lot of characterization. That gets better as they go on. I like them more in the third book than in either. And I think the second book has a lot of good moments with those characters as well. In Dusk's squad, too.
So Ascendant in Brandison's book has a bunch of characters in it, just have like no characterization.
Yeah. And I
I was
try
gonna
to.
say, I suppose I'm not that far into it, then I realize I am pretty far into it.
Yeah, I mean, relatively, you're not that far into it because it's really, really long. But, it isn't a lot of pages, you know.
Maybe.
And I try to characterize all of them in a certain way. I tend to actually do this thing where I just I have like character archetypes in my head that I just write repeatedly without even realizing it, and then later I realize, oh, I already wrote that character like 5 times. I have to stop. So I have to
Well, I
specifically
mean,
write things to make them different than the other ones, because otherwise I will write the same person 5 times.
I think saying I'm not that far in is not very fair when you have to think of like a book should still like stand up on its own.
I agree. But yeah, the characters in the Kaladin Squad don't get a lot of characterization individually, other than like Teft and Rock and Lopin.
Moash.
Moash, yeah. Yeah, get rid of everybody in Waresi's squad, just Vivarno. We are Vivarno exclusive. Vivarno does have some problems in actually every draft of the story that currently exists, like every book and every draft. So Vivarno is going to get more work in future bits, so that Vivarno can be a better character.
Make her scarier.
Yeah, make them taller and broader and scarier. Make them 7 feet tall, roughly the width of a house.
I would have said barn.
Oh, yeah, barn does suit them, I suppose. Silo.
Hmm.
Yeah, the people in Moresi's squad, you're gonna notice these names come up once and then never again. And they will feel more coherent in the later books, I think. I'm glad you like the taste and sense thing. At least I got that impression from your comments, because that is that's like the only unique idea I have ever had in my entire life. And it's not like super unique either. The way it's specifically used is kind of unique. At least in terms of things I have read, but I did like get the idea for it elsewhere and then adapt it in a way that makes it unlike the thing that I was reading.
What's this about a eunuch?
Oh, you're
Oh,
always
put his
trying to
balls back.
you're always trying to take my balls off, Bard.
No. Like how the way it also sounds like it's detachable and reattachable.
Yeah, take your balls off and put them right back on, fellas.
Wash them in the sink, put them back on.
Yeah. Do the gentlemanly thing and take them off before you wash them.
Well, that would be better than some people do.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right, Grizzly. You're so right and true and real and valid. It's the thing.
You're
Oh.
cringe, Grizzly, cringe.
Aw.
They're talking about you in the comments, Grizzly.
Yeah, AJ's talking about you in the Discord. Sorry, not in the Discord, in the Twitch chat.
Like twitched rat.
Oh my god, he just roasted him. Roasted and toasted him.
Like Christmas turkey.
I really like how my castle looks.
I really wasn't expecting the turkey leg from the Ren Fair to taste just like bacon. I was like, that's strange.
Tasted like bacon to you?
Yeah. Well, it's the it's cured, so it tastes exactly the same curing process as like bacon is.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Here.
So what I do to this turkey is that fucking full of tendons.
That's how you always describe me. You always go, "Oh, tendon boy."
So many tendons.
So many nutrients. Love how fucked all my buildings are.
You know, people say, "Oh, at a 10-day instead of in 10 days."
A 10-day? Yeah.
I haven't seen him in an area 10-day instead of being like, I haven't seen him in 10 days.
Yeah. Do they do that in Stormlight?
No, they say 10 days in Stormlight. The language in Stormlight is very modern.
Yeah, they do. It would actually make more sense for them to say 10 days, because I'm pretty sure their weeks are 10 days long.
Probably, I don't know.
Obviously, because everything is themed around the number 10.
I have concerns for where this portal is supposed to be. Oh, wait, that's right. Negative 226 174. Oh, it's up, isn't it? Yes. I mean, does it have to be exact? Can we off a little bit?
You can move the portal if you didn't get the path quite right, yeah. As long as it's pretty close.
Ooh, I'm close.
I'm about a bus. Hi, Grizzly. What are your opinions on this matter, Grizzly? Grumslow? Grizzly's just looking at me with those big brown eyes of his.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, have you read my book and thought, oh, this is just this thing from this other book? Like, and what books were you thinking of, if so?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to AJ. Their comment about, oh, it's just this thing from this thing, big guy. Never named a real animal before. Like, have you never had a pet?
I name everything, even fucking other people's pets.
Yeah, Bard renamed Grizzly Grunslow, and now Grizzly will only answer to Grunslow.
Not my fault.
You're like, well, maybe you should have picked a better name for it.
It's
I'm
just, his
joking.
name sounds better that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my family collectively named the pets of ours that didn't already come with names. Like Grizzly came with his name, but when we got our cats, well, one of them's dead, but we named them together, and their names were Weasley and Luna, which we decided on communally.
Yeah, that takes us to paradise. Okay, easy. Take me down, paradise city. I named a lot of things, mostly rats, but
Yeah, I mean, you've had a lot of rats. You're like, a lot of rats, not enough rats. Give me more rats.
you would understand if you had one.
Yeah, and you would be like, ooh, 10 more rats, please.
Well, I mean, you pat Grizzly and you're like, ah, this is great, you should pat the dog. But what if you could pat all of Grizzly at once?
What if you could squish Grizzly in one hand? One fell swoop. Yeah. It's funny to me that while you were reading my book, you were like, oh wow, there's like descriptions of animals in this all the time, because when I'm reading it, I feel like the animals are barely in it at all. And, I actually really like reading my stuff, and I like reading the conversations the characters have, like, out loud.
Think I can fall like 50 blocks and survive?
Probably?
No, yeah, it was not even 50 blocks.
Yeah, and I really like. Sorry,
You like, sorry?
no. I really like the conversations my characters have. I like reading them out loud. Last night I borrowed a couple of conversations out loud. I like mythological stories I come up with, you know. In the third book, there's a couple of mythological stories that are from a bunch of different areas, because one of the main characters of the third book has been to a whole bunch of different areas, so she knows stories from everywhere. And she like tells them to people, and she's one of my favorites. I mean, I like all 6 of my main characters. Waresi is the most frustrating, I think, for the reader. Because you didn't like Waresi very much, AJ. My beta reader didn't like Waresi very much. Both of you liked Anakaya more. Anakaya, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of failed Anakaya in the first one, especially. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. Well, a rabbit's warren is just an underground tunnel system that guys live in, you know. I mean, I could say anthill. But it's funny to me that the only area you'd heard is Watership Down that had the word Warren in it, because I've never read Watership Down, but I do know what a Warren is.
Yes, my uncle.
Cool. This is a big
Is it?
uncle moment. Sorry?
I think it was my sister's dad, actually.
His name was Warren?
Yeah, Warren.
Oh, okay.
Graham is my uncle.
Graham.
Yeah.
Graham.
I had Graham and Wally.
Good old Wally.
That's why they call me Wally.
I had nickel after every match. Seemingly no flaws.
Looking
Waresi,
at me.
have you been reading the book? So, see, I think that's the problem. I think I might have, like,
No, maybe
miswritten.
it's just like autistic kinship.
Yeah, I think I might have
What?
miswritten Waresi.
Like, Rossi is socially weird, so someone else would look at that and be like, this is normal behavior.
Yeah, like, nothing Waresi does is normal. People don't like Waresi very much, you know? Because they're very strange and hard to get along with. It might be hard to tell, actually, because Dusk getting along with Waresi is like Dusk deliberately doing his absolute best to get along with someone who's just really difficult to get along with. I've read all of the Redwall books. Not all of them. I've read a bunch of the Redwall books, but I haven't read Watership Down. Even though I should read it. Haven't read Moby Dick yet, and that's a sad story about an animal, so... And by animal, I do mean Captain Ahab.
I've just seen the actual footage of the CEO dude, and it looks like GTA.
It does.
Yeah, it's just comical, like the way it happened. He's just
Yeah.
like walking down the street. The guy just casually walks up like a distance behind him.
Shoots him, leaves.
It literally looks like it's so casual how it happens.
Yeah.
It just literally looks like what would happen if I was playing GTA.
Like, so what I'm saying is I have a lot of practice.
Yeah, I'll fucking shoot a CEO. You can't stop me.
I could definitely
That's what I
see
do.
my writing, like, failing the intention that Waresi is very awkward and hard to be around. But that is the intention. The intention is not to give you the... is not to imply that Waresi is a normal person that people like being around. It's just that, like, if people admire Waresi, so they spend a lot of time around them. And they admire Waresi for things that Waresi doesn't even consider worthy of admiration, because for Waresi it was not triumph in the way it was for other people.
Think of it like shitting yourself and feeling bad about it, but everyone's like, "Yeah, poo poo boy!" Every time you see it.
Yeah, it's basically that. And then also, if Poo Poo Boy was just like impossible to get along with because they didn't know how to speak the English language, basically.
And poo poo boy's only social interaction was with that with a brick.
Nothing's gone wrong with it yet. And that is a failing of my writing, that nothing goes wrong for Waresi. No.
Oh, what do you mean?
Now, see, I think it might make more sense the farther along you get into it, but it at the beginning could definitely give you that impression. And Enakaya's problems actually don't really have anything to do with her personality. Her anxiety never ruins anything for her, at least in my mind.
Soul soil has a different texture.
Than Soul Sound.
No, just in general, it now meshes together. I'm not sure if that's because of my shader pack or not. Okay, so I was just looking up in the air and also walking on the new path I made. I hadn't put arm rails on it yet, so I was just precariously walking around casually on top of a single fucking layer platform, and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, Oresi being socially awkward is actually a little bit different for them because it's a little bit different for them because people already have a reason to admire them, and also, like, people, basically everyone around them has the conscious thought in their mind that I should be getting along with and accommodating for this person because they are so important to, like, the
My
army
liege,
as a
may I
whole.
wipe your ass for you?
Yeah, like, people are, the Soul Sand texture looks the same way.
Yeah, maybe. But they're like, it connects together. It's different.
Yeah. Grizzly, it's gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Hey, white boy.
But I think my eyes hurt. I got shampoo in them last night.
That'll do it, yeah.
Where's the onions coming back to get me? I keep cooking onions and my mom's like, I hate you.
I'm gonna kill. Hey.
You know where people complain about, oh, if you eat garlic, it'll give you bad breath.
Yeah.
I never thought about that because your breath just smells like garlic and garlic's delicious. I did laugh a few times though when we were kissing and your mouth tasted like garlic. And I was like, I think I put too much garlic in the dinner.
You've done this to yourself.
Well, it's not like it's a bad thing. It's just that I'm like laughing to myself because I can taste it in your
Yeah.
mouth. Just like, whoopsie.
Yeah, once you read about Oresi from Dusk's perspective in particular, it is very clear that Dusk is intentionally getting along with a really difficult person.
Because he wants to involve him in an MLM.
Yeah. Multi-level marketing scheme.
Ah, yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. AJ, I haven't asked this yet. What pronouns do you prefer? People call you a he most of the time, but I don't know if that's strictly correct. I don't know what to say. I don't know who I am. I don't know what region I'm in right now. I don't know what zip code I'm in. You guys have zip codes in Australia?
Yeah, I've got a postcode.
Okay. You zip them now?
My postcode is 6211, and it's the only one, and it's like in the fucking bushes.
It's
It's like I'm
8675.
literally, I'm separated from like the normal one that is for like the whole of Mandra because by the bridge, you go over the bridge and everyone's 6210. I'm 6211.
Ooh, special boy.
It makes ordering anything really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you try to order food somewhere and it's just like, oh well, technically you're on the wrong postcode.
So do you not have a preference on pronouns then, AJ? Getting she, her in the group chat.
Get AJ with the like worst pronoun you can find. Give them a preference.
Done deer. Done deer doesn't sound bad. You know how people do like done/deer or something like that, you know?
No.
Like
I have no
Zazier.
idea.
I'm talking about like a Zazier type situation.
A neo pronoun.
Yeah,
The
neopron.
guy from the Matrix.
Yeah, like guy from Matrix.
What is the one is Matrix?
Yeah, Matrix.
It's the sequel is Matrix. It's
The-
like Alien Aliens.
Yeah, the problem with my story is that the story doesn't actually make any sense in terms of the trilogy if it doesn't start from Moresi's perspective. Uh, but I will make it clearer in future drafts that people do find Moresi to be very difficult.
Maybe I should put some goggles on. That might help my eyeballs.
Yeah. I feel like Vivarno is actually a good way to bring that up, just because Vivarno's around Moresi all the time. Vivarno is not socially awkward, even though they were raised in the same setting, obviously.
Is there anyone fat in your book?
None of the main characters, no.
I just thought, like, no one's ever been described as being fat. Why are you biting me?
Axel going to jail for no body diversity in book?
No, I was just reading something the other day and like just like describe a character as being fat to give them like a negative connotation immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose Urgent would be. And Cook.
What?
What?
Both of those people are pretty scrawny.
But they're old. They should be like,
I mean, they're flabby, but they're small, you know? That's just,
yeah,
when you're
but
old,
fat
your
doesn't mean
skin
old.
starts hanging off of you. But Cook is, like, I have a drawing of Cook full body, and she is pretty skinny. Ojin's probably
It's not
less
very
skinny.
lore accurate for a chef.
She doesn't eat that much. My grandma's the same way. My grandma would cook, not one of my grandmas, not the other. One of my grandmas would cook all the time, but just never ate, basically. She just cooked for other people and didn't like eating that much.
Don't trust that.
Yeah. And Cook is kind of the same way. I would say the person that's the closest to being fat is Arith, actually. And for Arith, she is not obese, obviously. She just is overweight to an extent. Not even that, actually. I'm trying to be, like, reasonable here, and I think it's just that she's broad. She's a fucking broad.
Every time I was just thinking of a character, every time I think of Raituri, I think of the fucking picture from the Mummy where he's smiling.
What?
Okay, I'll go find the picture.
Raituru
You know
is
that-
just a large man. Why is he so large? And in charge, TBH?
This is the kind of like expression that I imagine he has like most of the time.
And so, oh. I think you actually said that before.
Yes, I have. That's what I imagine every single time. Is he just looks like the guy from the Mummy.
Republican incest cult, the protagonist is overweight. The trouble I have when writing it is that it's supposed to be something other people make her feel bad for her, because she lives in an area obsessed with appearance, but I made the protagonist just look like my wife, so I keep describing her as beautiful in the narration. It doesn't come across that she feels bad about it at all. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. People in my book, I mean, they don't have the same body standards. So the area, Rianta is based on China. Now, if this was real life China, people would be pissed that you weren't super pale and like skinny as a fish or whatever, you know. But
Well, that depends on what like era this is, but yeah.
yeah. But people being pale in China, I think, is kind of, I don't know, pretty timeless to my knowledge. But Riants are brown skinned and don't care what people look like generally. And actually, a tenet of their culture in particular is that you can look however you want to, and this is in the historical context of being conquered by the Tailish, and the Tailish have standards about how people should look that the Rians rejected and now hold to rejecting to this day. The Tailish, for instance, grow their hair their entire lives, and
Everyone in
try
the
to
edge
never
is
cut.
bald.
No, they actually, when the Tailish came to that area, they would shave people as a sign of, like, shaming them. So Rients now grow their hair to whatever extent personally suits them, rather than trying to conform to Tailish expectations of what people should look like. This is particularly relevant to hair, less so with other parts of the body. But that's why, for instance, most of the characters have long hair, but Dusk has short hair, and nobody ever comments on it.
This is because he's got male pattern baldness and he's hiding it.
Yeah, he's just hiding his male pattern baldness excellently. You're beautiful like a diamond in the sky. Shine bright.
This is actually an interesting thing that happens when you go some places and people will be like, "Oh my god, look at his hair!" Because when I was in Japan, I used to have like blonde hair, so people used to be like, "Whoa, look, it's the blonde man.
White
He's 6 foot
boy.
tall. He must be Nordic."
Interest in China? No. The reason is actually just that I wanted to pick an area to inspire Rihanna in China's the one I picked. So I've done a fair amount of reading on it. And when I say a fair amount, I mean like a very minimal amount, essentially. It's not that much reading.
Because Axel's book is funded by Tencent.
Yeah, my book is funded by Big China. Big Trouble in Little China in particular.
Why isn't there Big Trouble in Big China?
Little Trouble in Big China.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
no, I've lost my hat. That's the Big Trouble, by the way. That's it.
yeah. But China in particular is just an area of interest for me because it's a pretty complex area with a lot of written history, which is nice, you know, a lot of philosophy. A lot of Chinese philosophy I think is dumb, actually, like a lot of common Chinese cultural concepts, as I personally understand them, which isn't a very good understanding, obviously. Like the idea that having pale skin is attractive, which is also a European idea.
Also, is a very big problem in India because of colonialism.
Yeah. I like that we have the trans flag up in our house in Minecraft, so I'm like, this parrot, trans. This cat, trans.
Yes. Did I ever tell you the name of the bus company that it goes through WA?
No.
Called Transperth.
No?
There's a
Transition,
Perth
good for her.
community. There's a Perth community for trans people, and they use the bus logo with the trans colors over the top of it.
Oh yeah, AJ, by the way, there is a LGBTQ plus meeting at Steam every month if you ever want to come to
Because you're, you know, Ben's wrist.
it. Because you're, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I'm not homeschooled. I am white, though. The... Yeah, walking to cafe Steam. Constant enjoyment. It's the same Tuesday every month, I think. I think it's actually a Wednesday. I think it's the same Wednesday every month. Which is the third Wednesday of the month, I think. and I go to most of them.
I went to one.
Yeah, for me, China is just an interesting area to learn about, an interesting time to learn about. I think one of the things I like about China as well is just that a lot of things were invented there.
Oh, I
Uh,
fucking learned something recently about fucking chemical warfare the Japanese did in China.
yeah,
So during World War II or before World War II, Japan supplied a bunch of cigarettes to China for their war rations.
yeah,
The Japanese laced them with opium, not all of them, just some of them, so that by the time that they decided to invade a few years later, most of the soldiers would be addicted to opium.
yeah. That is a classic Japan move, TBH.
Yeah, I mean, they're always doing completely fucked up shit.
Yeah. I mean, reading the Poppy War does really just like. Because most of the events obviously did not happen the same way, but they are based on real events in a pretty grounded way. Like, Japan did not actually blow up at the end of the 19th century, obviously. But, well, I
I
mean,
also just
it did.
generally assume that most people know about Unit 731.
What is that?
Oh boy.
You can just send me a Wikipedia article if you don't think it's appropriate to talk about on stream.
No, it's just like it was a what would you call it, like a science camp by the um Axis powers, so it was just wasn't good.
Okay,
Like obviously it was horrendous.
right.
After the war, a bunch of the scientists that were in it got anything scary. Oh no. But you know how after World War II, a bunch of German scientists were just like given a pardon by the American government?
Yeah,
Same thing happened. A lot of Japanese scientists that were doing like horrific experiments on people just because they could, were given a pardon by the American government because they were using their research.
right.
It was a lot of things like testing, like how diseases infected people and how like in utero, like how a disease would affect someone, like a bunch of other things that were just like unethical tests and like horrible, horrible things.
I'm not saying for your sake, AJ. I'm saying for the sake of the fact that I post all of these on YouTube and then anybody can watch them, you know?
I think it might be against community guidelines to go into the specifics of war crimes.
Probably, yeah.
As fun as it is.
Though to be fair, I've definitely talked about a couple of things on stream and not edited those things out of the VOD that I probably should have edited out of the VOD.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm certain there's some things, though.
Well, I mean, there was that one time that my entire home address was on stream for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I was like live streaming it and then saying it out loud repeatedly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Kids have seen more worse things.
Yeah, most children have seen worse, I'm sure.
I walk in on my fucking niece and nephew, or my nephew watching some like Minecraft video, and it's just like the weirdest shit you've ever seen.
Surprising.
I think to myself, we should be sent to the caves for this heresy.
Send the child into the caves. Like a diamond in the sky. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My mum was watching the Quiet on Set documentary, which is like the Nickelodeon stuff with like Rob Schneider.
What's that?
Not Rob Schneider, the other one. It's like the Nickelodeon Feet Man.
I don't know that I've really.
It's just like the producer for Nickelodeon was like a really slimy guy, and there's like a documentary about like all the bad stuff he did.
Yeah.
And the like show business, there'll be like anything with like kid actors, and it's bound to end up badly. There
Right.
was one about like just a bad situation that the parent could see that it wasn't going to happen, and they were like, "Oh, I'll just take my kid away. I'm not going to report this." I'm like, "You." It's like, "Oh, my kid's safe." It's like, Jesus Christ, that's so selfish.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that because of the Minecraft conversation and thinking of like all those Minecraft YouTubers. And the amount of like kids shows that have like weirdly described fetish, like not described, like weirdly specific fetishes in them.
Yeah, that is true.
Like what's the Totally Spies or something? That has like a Wikipedia page of like all the weird shit in it.
That is not surprising to me. One of my breaking points for one of my like things I can't stand in media is sexualized female costumes. I just can't stand them. Like I can't enjoy or take seriously anything with like sexualized female costuming, even if it's like in something very silly. Like Van Helsing, I think I actively enjoyed it less because of the way the princess lady was dressed.
Like, God, cover him up, you slut.
Yeah, when I saw Van Helsing with his shirt off, I was like, "You whore!"
Put him away.
And then I was like,
He started meowing for some reason.
"It's kind of fucked up, dude."
Well, I made the bridge and I've done a bunch of other shit now. I'm just kind of like homeless.
Yeah.
Oh.
The group is not about pronouns, but I hear you there.
Oh, AJ's homophobic.
AJ, homophobic, canon. Fans are in an uproar over addition of homophobic AJ to canon.
I've never actually met someone that cares about pronouns besides just wanting to be referred to by their own pronoun. No one really talks about it. Like, that's the end of the conversation. They'd say, like, I want this, and that's it.
Yeah, like, when we go to the group, you just put your pronouns on a tag, so you can just put any and leave it at that.
You just hang out with some people and you chat and you just have a fun
Chat.
time. It's a community thing. It's nothing specific. It's not like you're going there for an objective. You go out to hang
Yeah.
out with some other like-minded individuals.
Yeah, the, like, actual being gay part does not come up that often. Yeah, I don't like... there's a video I watched recently by the YouTuber Sean, who was talking about this one, sorry?
No, there's a video of Heavy Rain where the
Oh,
bugs out.
Sean!
Character can only play Sean.
Sean! Yeah, I understand. Sorry, I thought you said lawn, and I was like, lawn?
What?
It bothers me when it is used in a sense where the character doesn't know she is in that position, you know? Like, if the character exists in a world where people dress like this, but it is never acknowledged, it's not even really weird, it's just voyeurism, essentially, for this character who doesn't even know that she is dressed skimpily.
Why do so many male writers talk about breasts every 5 seconds?
Put them away.
It's like, I don't need a description of the size of someone's bust. Can you fuck off?
Yeah. Size of the
Senan Brandison's not even like, he also does it, but like less so.
Yeah. And half of it is just Shalom looking at Yasa and being like, she has bigger boobs than me. It's like, yeah, Shalon, no shit. Yeah,
I
Asuna
don't
is.
know enough. I've never asked a woman what they think about another woman's titties, but most of the women I know are just happy to see titties rather than being like, oh.
But she has bigger boobs than me. Ooh, yeah. Most women just go, oh, don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna just let me look at those. I gotta get rule points.
You know how like women will just like touch each other, or it's like oh let me like let's see if this fits you correctly, and they'll like grope each other's titties. We should normalize that for men touching each other's balls.
I agree. I'm actively in the normalization process with you right now.
Give me your orbs.
Let me
Bring me your spheres.
bring me your spheres, my boy. Yeah, I mean that is one of the interesting parts of identifying queerly, if you will.
I don't know. You're pretty enough to pass.
Yeah, I mean Roger called you a gay man, so
It's just his old age.
yeah, Roger's old age is really getting to him these days.
How old is Roger?
I have no idea. I think like 55 or something. I don't think he's actually super old.
I didn't think he was old. It was just like maybe he didn't seem that old.
Yeah. Trying to get a glimpse of my thing, and all the smokestacks are getting in the way. And then, and then you cut your hair, and everybody was like, "No, he's straight. Get him out of here."
And then my face is just so androgynous that people look at me and they're like, "Are you some kind of transgender?" I'm like, no.
You're like, "No, I'm just a boy."
Okay, so I've had some people ask me if I was trans before, and I'm no, but I always say no. I've never thought to ask them which direction they think.
Yeah.
It happens afterwards when I walk away. I'm like, wait, I should have asked this. Like, do I look like I'm transitioning? Do I look like I have transitioned? Like, what is this?
Do they think I'm a
I'm
trans
six.
man?
I'm 6 foot tall. I somehow
Do they
most of the
honestly
time have
don't fuck?
stubble, and I have a deep voice. Like, what? I'm not even dressed in a feminine manner.
They just think you're too beautiful.
Do I look like a trans man? Do I look like a trans woman? Do I
Why
look like
not
a
both?
very scary lesbian?
Too frightening. I mean, most lesbians are very scary, to be fair. It's fine. Got the L's and the G's and the B's and the T's.
I'd rather be
D's and the
confused as a
T's.
trans man because at least that's closer to my actual gender.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, not closer. That just is my gender.
I don't think I ever have people assume I'm trans, which is nice because I am very short.
I don't think someone's gonna measure you and be like, "Are you one of them transgender?"
It would be funny if they did that. They just look at me and they're like, "Are you too short?" And I'm like, "I hope not." One of the nice things about working
Too
where I
short for
work,
what? You're gonna put me in a cannon?
yeah, like you're the perfect height to be used as cannon fodder.
I don't know. You have a very masculine face. I don't think anyone's gonna confuse you as being a transgender.
Oh, sometimes I look
He's
at myself and I'm
transgender.
just like, oh, why does he look like that?
Oh, I'm such a little boy.
What?
Because I'm assuming you mean because you have a young face. You think, oh, people are gonna confuse me for someone
yeah.
else.
I do look like a very little boy. Bitty, bitty.
That's like a character referring to their own breasts, sure, whatever, women do all the time, but it'll be like a character description, and they'll be like, oh, fucking, she folded her arms boobily, and like, fuck off.
She boobed her arms foldedly. Yeah,
I
I
do.
don't ever have
I'm.
my characters do that, partially because uh the the three female main characters in my books, one of them never thinks about her boobs, even though she is like very. She's the most sexual of the three. One of them is only attracted to one person. One of them is attracted to nobody, and the other one just doesn't think about it. So
Rosie's always talking about their boobs.
yeah, whereas he's always like my breasts. Whereas these massive tatas. It's like Gandalf Big Naturals, but it's Weressi Big Naturals.
Yeah, it's just like a fan fiction version of Bloodbound, but instead of like just putting their hands to like the floor to like start sensing, they start like squeezing their nipples when they're doing their T's and cents.
You're acting like
Oh,
you're not
sexy.
writing this right now.
What do you mean writing? It's more like wrote.
You're like, it is done, my brother.
It is already here.
Yeah,
You proofread and approved of it.
yeah.
Stephen King's novels are just the worst when it comes to breasting boobly. But also, I was listening to an audiobook for Heretics of Dune, and it's just as bad.
Is Heretics of Dune a Frank Herbert one?
Yeah, but it's like the later years of Frank Herbert.
When he was going to see that? I know your opinion on Frank Herbert is generally bad.
What? Mine? Talking about me?
That's joking. I was mistaking Brian Herbert for Frank.
Oh, I fucking hate Brian Herbert. I'll kill that man with it.
You're like, I'm going to kill Brian Herbert momentarily.
Okay, so Dune was published in 1965.
Yeah.
Heretics of Dune was
Same year I
published
was
in
born.
1984.
Yeah.
1984. And then Frank Herbert died in 1986. So this is like the end of his life. He is not in the brain anymore.
Yeah. Out of his gourd.
I mean, he's probably like still like sentient, but like I imagine his ideas got more abstract the closer he got to the end of his life.
Yeah.
What did he die from?
People do talk about how annoying the boots are a lot. Whenever people talk about it, I'm like, damn. It kind of just sucks that, I mean, there's a lot of features you get on your body in puberty where it's like, I did not ask for these. And your body's just kind of like, that's fine. Smack them on you anyway. How much acne can
Oh,
you
lung
start?
cancer.
Frank Herbert got the lung cancer.
Yeah,
Was it from all those
But acne?
cigarettes?
probably. What did you say about acting?
I was saying, like, there's a lot of things that happen to you in puberty that you have, like, no control over, and your body's just like, haha, it would be funny if this happened.
Mm. You know what you need right now? A pimple.
Take that, white boy.
Hmm.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I read this one
Oh,
book
nice.
for a college class, and the book is called You, and it is about a serial killer who will get obsessed with a woman, pursue her, and eventually end up killing her because he wants to control her life, and obviously you can't control women. And sorry.
This the obviously you can't control women is just a perfect statement. I know what you mean, but it just sounds funny out of context.
Sound like an old man complaining about my wife.
Oh, the fucking Ant-Man
Can't
reminds
control my
me.
fucking.
Anyway, continue. Tell me about you.
I'll tell you all about myself. So You is it's from this man's perspective, and this man is like horrendous. He's like the worst. His first like sentences in the book are like, she walked in and yeah, I could tell she was looking for male attention or something, basically. And the woman, it's kind of funny because the woman he ends up pursuing is like a massive weirdo. Like, not to the extent that he's a weirdo, but she's definitely a weirdo.
Oh yeah.
And then eventually he ends up killing her, being like, okay, give me another one.
I know that you is like a massively popular now.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Can't control women. But I can tell. What did you say about? How did you describe her? His like vision of her.
Yeah, just from the way he looks at her. It's like really creepy, but it's intended to be creepy.
He's like, I can smell that you're ovulating.
Basically, yeah.
It's like American Psycho, but not gay.
American Psycho is kind of funny because in American Psycho you can tell that Patrick Bateman is like so fucked out of his gourd that he's not even attracted to the women he's abusing, you know?
He's attracted to himself. That's why he looks into the mirror.
Yeah. I also find it funny, and I think it was a deliberate decision on the author's part, that the only man who is attracted to Patrick Bateman does not get killed. I think in the way it happens in the movies, Patrick Bateman is about to kill him, but then the guy thinks that Patrick is trying to hit on him. So,
Is it the one where like starts strangling him?
yeah, but he thinks that it's like a sexual advance, so he gets so grossed out that he like washes his hands and leaves. Which is
That's
not
the
what
best part
happened.
about the movie is that he kills Jared Leto.
Yeah. Oh god.
What is it with
Wait, does
books?
Jared Leto play the horrible man?
The one that gets fucking axed in the side of the head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what happens physically to them, but I know there's one guy where he thinks he killed him, and then it's like, no, he's just been on a vacation for, like, 10 months, and then he's like, but I killed him, and they're all like, haha, Patrick, very funny.
Pretty sure it's Jared Leto. Yeah, it is Jared Leto. Paul Allen gets killed. The song where he hits with the axe. Hey, Paul! He hits him with the axe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is Paul. My own female characters are also kind of, like, mom-based, if you will, but for me, my mom is just this very, like, self-sufficient, hard person with a lot of, like, who also is, like, needs love and
You can
doesn't want to be
balance
by
out
herself
the
and stuff
character.
like that. Yeah.
If you have like a boy crazy character, you just need to add like a very strict lesbian next to them and be like, man, you're crazy. And that's how you do it. We've cured sexism.
We have fixed sexism. We are removing it in the next patch.
Do you think these pale oak saplings can be done with one, like, on their own, or do you think they have to be in groups of 4? Looks like they have to be in groups of 4. Man, one day Minecraft will add a tree type that doesn't have to be fucking fed in a group of 4.
The cherry trees do, you don't have to feed them in a group of 4.
Yeah, but spruce, jungle, dark oak,
My butt.
grandma. Grandma in your butthole.
Fucking grandma's the worst one. Swear to God. Grandma is the worst one type.
Love yourself.
Stop caring about men. Throw them all in the trash.
This is what every straight man needs, is a gay person next to him to be like, love yourself, respect women.
EBH.
Stop torturing this poor girl.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ant-Man. Okay, so there's a contract worker coming over to the house to like sort some stuff out, and he was talking about what?
I just found it really funny. Obviously, you're segueing into a story, but you just started it by going, ah, the Ant-Man.
The Ant-Man. Paul Rudd was at my house the other day. Is it Paul Rudd? I think it is. Anyway, he was like talking about like his like young things and he's like his wife and all these things. Like, oh, you know how women are, and I've got to be nice to her and all these things, and she'll complain. It's like, oh, I don't sympathize with anything you're talking about.
He's like, you know how it is, and you're like, no, I actually don't.
No. And he's talking about how some people think about cheating on their partners, and I'm just like, okay, why are you talking to me about this?
Yeah, you're like, that sounds like a personal problem, my guy.
Well, it was like the context was that he was talking about how he'd be on site with a bunch of young folks, and they'll look at someone else's wife at like a house, and they'll be like, "Oh, she's nice," and then like go on about something.
Fucking nice.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just like, why? Why are you doing that?
I find it funny how
We're
many
so
straight people
hetero.
marry people they don't like.
Oh yeah. I imagine that happens a lot in America when they get someone pregnant. They're like, "Well,
I mean, yeah, actually, that does happen quite often.
so AJ got married.
Who?
he got pregnant." But that's how
Oh,
AJ got
yeah.
married. He got pregnant.
AJ got pregnant, so he married his wife. Presumably.
Yeah.
One can only assume. Yeah. Were you expecting something different, AJ?
Do you want the context, or do you like living in the dark?
Because if you like living in the dark, we're happy to keep you there.
Yeah.
I'm in a dark tunnel and I can't see fuck.
I am the darkness.
Darkness
We're just talking about straight people being married and how like they'll be like, "I fucking hate my wife," and it's just weird. It's like, why did you get married in the first place? And then I said, well, I suppose a lot of people got married because they just got someone pregnant. And they're like, "Oh fuck, I gotta do it now." And I said, "That's how AJ got married. His wife got him pregnant."
Yeah, famously.
Yeah.
And what was the fake Trump tweet? Trump tweet? Gotta get a boy abortion for my boy pregnancy.
Many such cases.
Many such cases.
Should I read it out on the stream?
Yes, absolutely. I was about to say no, and then I realized the correct answer was yes.
Okay.
Okay, give us your great powers of oration.
Oh, it's not even that. Wait, where is it? That's not the one I want.
Can't find the boy abortion tweet. Thanks.
Okay. I just searched boy pregnant, many such cases, and Google just gave me like the wrong answer. Just gave me a bunch of other things. It's just like a bunch of pregnant men. I'm like, that's nice, but that's not what I'm looking for.
You're like,
Okay.
neat, anyway.
Quink gets railed by his transsexual goth girlfriend, gets himself boy preggers, has to go to the boy gynecologist and get a boy abortion. Many such cases. This is a Trump tweet,
Yeah.
obviously, that someone has edited. Sadly.
No, I think it's real. I want to believe.
I want to believe.
That's funny.
I actually make all the decisions.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, Axel, my... You're like, Axel, I don't fucking know what's happening.
Where am I? Well, I mean, when I was when I was over and we was like, oh, we'll go eat somewhere. And just be like, there's all these things on the menu that I've never seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And you just like pick something. I'm like, I don't fucking know what this is.
Where
What is an American pie? Where am I? Also assume that you enjoyed doing it, so
Yeah.
You never told me no.
I like.
You're like, I'm the man of the house. My wife back in the kitchen.
You put yourself in the kitchen and you're like, oh, he's
I
putting me
know.
in the
That's
kitchen,
the thing
Daddy.
I was actually about to bring up, is that I don't like how some people, like,
I
you
don't
get
like
to a certain point. I don't like some people, that's true. But you get to a certain point when it comes to, like, activism and things, and people are like, this is a very, like, heteronormative way, and we shouldn't do things this way, when it's like a man wants to get married to another man and they want to have children. Because that's, like, that is the way society works, it's the status quo, and it's like, I think people should still be allowed to have these choices. Just because something already exists and straight people do it doesn't mean that you can't also enjoy that.
reclaiming marriage from straight
Yeah,
people.
pretty much. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like it reminds me of that radical like feminist that was just like forcing herself to be a lesbian just because she didn't want to be with men.
Yeah.
And she's like, lesbian sex, there is no such thing because we just mutually stare at each other. Because everything is wrong. Because it makes you think of men. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
And that woman then married a gay man, I believe.
I don't I don't know.
I think she's the one that married a gay man.
She was like, what I'm thinking of was one that's advocating for like, ethical lesbianism or something strange.
As compared to the famous non-ethical lesbianism.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know how ethical those kinds of lesbianism are, to be fair.
What the fuck? How do you have an unethical lesbian? Is it like a farm, like a caged lesbian?
It's a love rumor.
Can I get a cruelty-free lesbian? Cruelty-free lesbian is just one that's not mean to me.
Unfortunately, none such exist.
Oh, is it fucking? It's nearly noon. The sun has risen.
Lord God in heaven.
The sweatening has become. What is it?
Being sweatening?
50% humidity. It's gonna be 31 degrees today. I should probably close the
tasty.
window.
You know what's even tastier, though?
We made me all sweaty and goopy there. Worked up white boy. Got it over the.
I'm glad that you like Anakaya, by the way, AJ. Because even though you might as well like one of them.
Huh?
It's funny because I don't feel like I write Anakaya very well, but
Oh, for fuck's sake!
advocating for gay.
I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Why would she do that?
I'm gonna punch your mum in the uterus.
Why would she do like all three of those in a row?
Instant radicalization.
Yeah. He was just like like counterpoint, also counterpoint, counterpoint. Yeah, one of my roommates was telling me today that he has this one teacher who's like a horrible old woman that is very not understanding of like people's like there's a policy where you have to give people like understanding for like if one of their family members dies or something like that, you know. But she like wouldn't respond to emails asking for that understanding, and then she would like get mad at you for not sending her emails even though you sent her emails that she then ignored. And she one time just wouldn't believe this one guy had 3 of his family members die in a month, and then she was just like, I don't believe you. So that person had to send her the obituaries of these 3 people to confirm that their family members had actually died. And then also she, in her free time, is a sex therapist for straight couples. And and talks about how she thinks that including racial discrepancies in healthcare education is bad, and also LGBTQ healthcare in healthcare education is bad.
Insane.
Yeah.
I understand that straight people do need therapy when it comes to like sex therapy, but also like what kind of sex are straight people having where they need to be like more understanding?
Straight people are having sex?
Yeah, like the most
Since
boring
when?
vanilla stuff. So I don't know how they're bad at it. You know what I mean?
I'm just making a joke that straight people have sex.
Yeah. It's scary to think about.
Yeah. That is true. It is funny how many people are just like really dumb. Yeah, for me personally, Waresi's appeal is kind of the same as Kaladin's appeal in the book that uh, Bard is reading right now, which is that Waresi is a
Like a
very...
banana.
Sorry, Bard?
Like a banana.
Like a banana. And that's because Waresi was actually initially basically based on Kaladin. Which is
Can't
that...
see it.
I'm glad you can't see that, but I can definitely see it. Which is that they're a very sad person who is in a war they shouldn't be in, and it gives up, or has given up already. The difference is obviously that Kaladin is a leader. Kaladin strives to be better. Kaladin strives to protect people, which Varese really does not do that much.
Kaladin is driven entirely by hate and spite.
Kaladin is driven by hatred. Whereas Varese is driven by very little. That is something that's hard for... Yeah, that is something that's hard to write and kind of hard to relate to as a reader, is that Waresi is not a driven character in the same way Anakaya is a driven character. Anakaya
He
has
doesn't have his
goals.
license.
Sorry?
He doesn't have his license.
He does not have his license. He cannot drive legally. Hearing Waresi's backstory is interesting, but it's also wholly irrelevant to the story that's actually being told is the problem. Waresi's backstory is basically just Waresi's parents' story, not Waresi's story. Because Waresi was not there for most of it. Most of the interesting parts, that is. I mean, I could talk all day about Waresi growing up in the hills and stuff like that, you know, but I don't know who would read that. And Waresi actually was present for that.
Rossi was present for being growing up, yes.
Yeah. And I do actually have some things that I can improve on in the next draft, which I forgot about, and I need to write down now, or I'm going to forget about them again. Un momento. Gotta put them in my world building doc, which is approximately 1,000 pages long.
Oh!
About a bus.
The amount of Minecraft is wearing on me.
Yeah. I was already asleep like 2 hours ago. 1 second.
I wanna go stretch, I'll be back.
Now I gotta put this into the appropriate document. Bloodbound D3 info. Very normal number of suggestions for myself. Very normal, sane, and human number of suggestions for myself. I think I'm gonna end the stream once it hits hour 2 because it's already been going for like 100,000 years. AJ, I'm very glad that you've been reading the story, even though it can be hard to read. I hope you like it, especially the later parts. I hope you decide to read the next one. The next one is better. One after that's probably going to be even better. Thank you again for reading it, because it is my life's work, it turns out. My life has not been very long, but I have spent it doing this. Yeah, that does actually happen, but it's somebody describing that about. It's Vivarno describing that about Waresi, not Waresi sharing it personally, because Waresi would not do that. Very reserved individual. Sharing is not caring. Leave it to Vivarno. You're like, yeah, the main character of the story, Vivarno, my favorite character that you should write the story about, Axel. I mean, if you have an extremely awkward younger sibling, what do you need to remedy this situation? Extremely socially confident. So, on with that. Alright. Stream 2 hours long. Stream over. Everybody have a good day. AJ, I hope you keep reading and I hope you like it. Good night.